So some recognitions. Jose, I think I saw you out there. You joined us. No?
Yes, you did.
Yeah. um, how have you been quarantining?
You know, the main thing that's kind of changed is just wearing a mask. Working at the bank, we haven't shut down, as you know yourself, and we're still back to working 40 hours uh, and really just trying to stay active. Really watching what I eat and trying to go on bike rides and walks along the Eureka area and working out at HSU at the track, maintaining a good social distance, but still trying to get trying to get at it, stay at it.
Well, that's awesome. Looks like that was a pretty decent route. I don't know if I saw the mileage, but um, yeah, Amy's been doing the same thing. She rode almost 40 miles last weekend in solidarity with her sister, who just turned 40. So um, awesome. Um, so Jen, congratulations.
Thank you. 3 years later, I finally did it.
I'm assuming this was all fun online. Was there a interesting aspect of it due to the quarantine?
Well, I was supposed to fly out with my 5 other teacher friends, but no, it was all virtual, unfortunately. So I have a plane ticket to Arizona whenever this is all lifted to go have a good time there anyways. So
Nice.
yeah.
Well, huge congratulations. I know that's a lot of work. And Mr. Foster, you paid our former president a visit. You're on mute, sir.
Mute. There we go. I did. Jim's in the St. Mary's Cemetery, which is the smaller of the 2 cemeteries in Ferndale. He's right there at the top, right above his in-laws, Tony and Lucy Rocha, who many of you who've been around this club for a while know Laura, his wife, and that's her parents that are just below there. And clearly I'm not the only one that goes up and visits Jim. There was a bottle of wine, some empty beer bottles, a Baywood wine glass, a medal that was, I think, Baywood related, that was hanging there, that was recent. Now, some of you may remember Jim was an avid golfer, and he had a nice place there on the 7th fairway. And of course, he was the charter president and organizer of our club, and a learned and erudite, can I say that correctly? I think I did. Man, and a lot of fun. So I, been walking around Ferndale a lot lately, so I decided to go up and say hi. It's not the first time I've been up there to the top. He's got a beautiful view. I don't know how he scored it, but he's at the very top of the cemetery, great view of the valley, and clearly he's still hosting parties because people go up there and hang out and clearly toast him. He's not the only one. There was another site. There are a number of sites nearby that have half-empty beer bottles or glasses of wine or mementos. So people go up there and hang out, say hi to their friends, and do a toast. So anyway, come and visit. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful spot, and you can come over and say hey.
Appreciate the tribute. Wish I had the opportunity to get to know him. Thanks, Greg. Any guesses out there? Those blue eyes.
Yeah, it's piercing blue eyes. I was gonna say Rachel, but is that right?
That is right, sir. Trying to find my chat again. It's hiding. Okay. How about this one?
That's Mr. Watson there. That's easy.
Good job. And one last one. This is a good one. Close, Lori. Nice
Claire?
try.
Claire.
Yes, it is. I think I heard Claire out there. Good job. Keep sending those in. It's fun to see people's eyes and how you're quarantining. So thank you. So Bryan, you wanted to say something about the scholarships, a little update.
Yeah, thanks, AJ. Wednesday and Thursday, Julie Visade and Jennifer Coriell, Jeff, and Andres and I interviewed a dozen amazing Arcata High graduates. These are kids that exemplify the values of Rotary, many of which have overcome some amazing challenges in their lives to do very well. And every year it's a challenge. This year was particularly hard. Really appreciate your donations. As often is the case, we ran out of money before we ran out of qualified recipients. So if you were considering making a donation, please continue. We will continue to award $500 scholarships. Another $600 would really round it out and make sure that we're able to award at least $500 to the most qualified candidates. And again, we have a full dozen of which all deserve to be recognized.
Thanks, Bryan. We do have, as a final Friday, a few auction items. And one of them specifically is directed towards the scholarships. Thank you, Rachel, for that. So we'll see
Awesome.
if we can't raise some money at the end of this meeting here and get you at that goal. So,
All right. Thank you.
okay. So Howard had sent me some photos of some updates from the World Community Service Committee. And so looks like our money is still at work. Howard, can you share what we have going on?
Yes. Of course, we are all aware of the fact that we're continuing to fund Backpack for Kids and also the scholarships, but it seems like everything else is on hold. That's not true, though. We have an international project in Pakistan that we funded before the new year. So we are helping to build an extension onto a school in a village in the mountains of the Swat Valley of Pakistan. You see the beginning of the construction. In the last 5 years, we've funded some wells for villages and then 3 primary schools that we built for 3 different villages. And one of them is Zarai Sar. And so this year, they're adding on a secondary school extension to the primary school that we're helping to fund. And these projects all arose from a local woman, Rabia Lauren, who lives in Eureka, who lived in the Swat Valley for a year, quite amazingly. You know, the Taliban occupied that area for quite a while, but they were driven out, thankfully, recently. Anyway, through her, and then the granddaughter of the former king of the Swat Valley, when it was a monarchy, she lives in Princeton, New Jersey, and then through those 2 contacts, we've been helping to fund these schools. So right now, the construction is on hold. That people in Pakistan, even more than here, are practicing distancing and wearing masks and isolating themselves. So the school construction has been on hold for a few months at least. But we've been both arranging for books to be purchased that are being sent there, and also, let's see, there you see the books. And also, though, we're helping provide food for some of the villagers in several of these villages who need help with additional food. And Zebu, the Princeton contact, sent us some photographs of this food distribution program. There you see the people stockpiling the food to be sent out to the different villages. So I'll keep you updated, and hopefully construction will resume in the summer, and they'll certainly plan to finish the school a little bit behind the original deadline, but not much, a couple of months, we think. So we're helping people out there in Pakistan. That's very exciting.
Thanks so much for sharing, Howard. I appreciate the update. And book photo one last time. So Greg, you had some updates for us on what's going on the small business line front.
I believe I mentioned last week, and this continues, that we are moving through the second phase of reopening in Humboldt County. And to do that, businesses need to submit a reopening and operations plan / application to the county, where that's reviewed, and then you're given a certificate and you go on a list of reopened businesses. So that's online. It's all being handled online. I would suggest that if you or one of your friends / colleagues are getting ready to do this or want to reopen, they get in the line now and get that application in, and they're reviewing based on kind of different types of businesses. So, they're kind of taking them in chunks, but then so that's, that's the basic process there. That's where we are. And of course, the other information is, if you need any help, go to the Small Business Development Center. These are all out there in the Google, or you can just go to REDEC's website. I just stuck everything on there. There was a question about if you were an essential business and you were open. Even if you have been open and operating, I believe they're actually asking you to still go ahead and go through this process. So please do that. If I have any criticism of this process at this point, it's that the information on who's open is really hard to get from the county. They listed, they released, well, it's either yesterday or the day before, that they're up to 850 businesses, but you have to go through the rather clunky county website and click on links, and there are no addresses, just the name and the jurisdiction of the business. So if it's, Arcata, it'll say the name of the business, not what it is exactly, and Arcata. And I feel especially bad for those who aren't in an incorporated city, because it just says County of Humboldt Unincorporated. So you don't know if it's Garberville or Willow Creek or Oric or whatever. And so I've been asking the county for a while to put up an interactive map that's updating constantly, that we could all share and put in our websites, etc. You could build it on GIS, you could build it on Google Maps. There's a lot of easy tools out there. They haven't done that yet. And so if I have any ask of anybody in this club, you might want to, if you have a contact in the county or county supervisor or something, just suggest that might be a good idea. It's not like it's the first time they'll have heard it, but I think it's really important to get the information out there so people aren't wandering around trying to find these businesses, or and it just provides an incentive to businesses to go through the process, because they can be shown on the map and publicized as being being open and certified. And so, yeah, Patty, you might want to check that out. Patty asked the question, the mill has been open as essential, but I believe you do want to go ahead and fill that out. And as Brandy put in the chat, it's a pretty simple process. It literally is just a Google form. And they ask you 5 different kind of question areas that are come down from the state. And as long, and they're very short boxes you can fill in. They just want to know that you're doing specific things. And then you get your little certificate in the mail. So anyway, that's it for now, I believe.
Thank you, Greg. I appreciate that.
And thank you, Amy, for the inspiration for the change of headwear.
Yeah. And Brandy is offering or saying it is really easy, and then there are still PPP loans available for businesses that still need it. So thanks for sharing, Brandy. Any questions for Greg? Thanks again. So Maggie, you have an Arcata land update.
Yes, we have, we're planning our first fundraiser for July, to start during July, and we're calling it Passport to Taste. And this is a sample to just give you kind of a rough notion of what it might look like. We are using the Disneyland theme of the, Disneyland Passport, and we are going to be approaching our vendors from our events, from our taste events, to see if they would like to be listed on one of the tickets with a, with an offer of some sort. And so Sophie put these together. They look pretty cool, and she just put some samples in. So it's our hope is to make it really similar to the Disneyland passports. And those of you who don't know what those are, Google it. If you've heard the term e-ticket but didn't know what that meant, that comes from Disneyland. And the idea is an e-ticket is if something's an e-ticket, it's the most fun ever. So we are working on this. However, our committee needs to expand. So we need as many people. We need about 10 people who can help us knock out the calls to over 60 vendors. And if we have a team, we can get this done quickly and get this ready to go so that we can start selling the passports and driving some business to these our vendors, but also make some money for us. And yes, this is a sample of the A coupon. There will also be a B, C, D, and E coupon. Sophie just did the first example. And again, the examples on here are not necessarily what would be on an A ticket, but it's just to give you an idea of what it looks like. So I need volunteers to help us knock this out. If you have been on the Taste of the Holidays or Taste of Spring committees, I got to tell you, this is going to be a whole lot less work. So I would suggest you sign up now before, and get in there so that you can help us out. So please let me know if you'd like to help us. We're not going to be able to do it if we don't have a few more people helping plug away at it. So Rachel's asking if it's just food or drink. We're focusing primarily on food and drink. We're focusing primarily on our taste vendors. So that's primarily food and drink. That was our priority to start with. Looking into next year, there will be other opportunities to do other things, but this one we were focusing strictly on taste, people who have helped us out with taste over the years. So,
Hey Maggie, this is Brian. Is there going to be an opportunity for sponsors to purchase ads in the book?
There won't. It's going to be a fairly small book. We do not want to say no to sponsors, so there might be a place on the back of the booklet that we can thank sponsors who are helping us with the printing costs and keeping everything we do pure profit. So yes, I think we would be willing to entertain any support from club members who'd like to get their business name on the back. If you think about, Brian, you're probably old enough to know what a booklet might have looked like. Maybe not.
Thanks for that.
Yeah, maybe not. But you know, they're pretty slim and sleek, but there is a back, you know, the back side of the e-tickets, or the back side of it, that has room for support sponsors. And so, yes, please let me know if anyone is interested in having their business sponsor this and help out with that. We'd love it.
I love it. Thank you for the update, Maggie.
Thank you.